If you can hear me, just type anything. Show me your finger up, your thumb up. You know, show your thumb up. Let me see. Yeah, I can see you waving right there. Karibu sana, Philomena. Karibu Lydia. I can see Danny. I can see Nancy. Welcome everybody to the 8th episode of Candid Conversation. This is season 1. Wow, how time flies. It's amazing. So, karibuni sana, we are happy to be here tonight. And I can promise you we're going to have an awesome time like we always do. Tonight's topic sounds like a tough one, but I can bet you will need it. I will need it. Everybody in this topic. Karibuni sana. I just want us to take a moment and send a message to your friend and tell them we are on here at Candid Conversation. Kindly send them a WhatsApp, send a text and say, kindly join in. Rush, we are on at Candid Conversation. Send them a reminder so that we don't leave them behind. Send them a reminder so that we don't leave them behind. Good to see you, Jerry. Good to see you, Kimani. Karibu sana. Good to see you, Cubs Radio. Awesome. Cubs Radio tuning in. Nice to see you. Who else is here? I can see Susie. Susie Miyengi. Karibu sana. Faith. Karibu. Elizabeth, I can see you have an iPhone. Oh, that's my dream phone, I'm telling you. But for now, the one I have. Karo Joroge na kuona hapo. Karibu kwa mtandao. Thank you so much for tuning in. Jacob, my friend Jacob. Ay, leo umeweza. Thank you so much, Jacob, for tuning in. Phoebe Marabi. Wow. Nice to see that you're tuned in to Candid Conversation. Grace, na kuona hapo mwalimu, karibu sana. Joe Mwafrika Kiboy, thank you so much for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, remember to remind your friend, your family, your colleague, whoever it is, just send them a WhatsApp and say, tune in, we are on here at Candid Conversation. My name is Mwangi Chege. From Outburst Limited. What a joy, what an awesome evening to just tune in live from my crib, The world has become a village. I was talking to a friend of mine, and as we were talking, I asked him, where are you? And they told me they are in Nanyuki. I said, they were trying to give an excuse why they will not join Candid Conversation. And I said, no, if people are joining in from all over the world, Hapa Nanyuki, utaweza, all right? Joe Kiboy saying, my pleasure to be here with you and participate in this most important subject. Karibu sana, Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, karibuni sana. You can write let us know your feedback. Kindly just text there on the chat if you can and tell me the one word you want to focus on tonight. For me, the word is amazing. I don't know about you. Kindly type in and tell me the one word you want to focus on with tonight, okay? Type in that word, one word that you want to focus on. And I will read them even as we start tonight. I can see, Jacob, you've already said compassion. That is in French. In English, it's the same, compassion, all right? I am truly bad with languages. I tried to learn French, ikakata, German, ikakata, nimebaki na Kizungu, Kiswahili, and this is hapa locally, So karibuni sana. My name is Mwangi Chege from Outburst Limited. We are happy to host you here at Candid Conversation, season 1, episode 8, guys. Time has really flown. It's episode 8. We have 2 more to go, and then we'll call it a season. And the highlight will be the Boot Cancer Challenge itself on October the 10th from 8 a.m. to 10:30. Kindly book a date, book a date, diarize it, memorize it, and remember to tune in on that particular day. It will be on a Saturday, the 10th, Saturday 10th, from 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. I will be in a very nice place, so better tune in. I'll break the news on that day, so just make sure that you tune in. For now, Phoebe is saying interact. That's the word. All right. Mercy is saying favor. Mwende is telling me Fantamagod. Mwende tafadhali. What's that one? But gorgeous, hapo mwisho, Fantama gorgeous. All right, I think I got it right. Faith is the word for you is impactful. Grace, yours is energizing. And someone there is telling me, thanks, you are very clear. Asante sana. I thank God that I am and I'm able to be. I am grateful to tune in tonight. And I am so grateful for all of you just to see you and you. That is such a delight. We are about 30 plus at this time. I know the numbers will continue joining in, but we will keep our time. Our time is 7 to 8:30. Probably today we might even end a little earlier, but I can promise you it's gonna be good. All right. Barry Kiwa, thank you so much for joining. And you're saying the word you focus on is loss, okay? And Barry, you're just cueing me on my next question that I'm about to ask. But Mwende, thank you so much for your feedback. Also, you're saying impactful and very resourceful. You're also affirming me that I got your word right. You're gorgeous. All right. Asante sana, Mwende. Irene is saying the word is powerful. Karibu sana, Irene. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Bare Kiwa must have focused the word from the information we sent out that the topic tonight is dealing with loss. And so Barry has said the word there that they are focusing with is loss. Now, as we look at loss, I want you to type and tell me, what is the one thing, guys? What is that one thing that you are so scared of losing? All right? What is the one word, one thing, the one thing that you are most scared of losing? Go, type. Let me see. What is that one thing that you're very scared of losing? Okay, go ahead. I'll not give you a clue on this one. I just want to see from you guys. What is the one word, the one thing that you are very scared of losing because of the word loss? Okay, type. I'm giving you 1 minute to do that. Type that thing that you're most scared of losing. Let me see those words tonight. Okay, let me see those words tonight. Are we there? Okay, I'll give you 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds for. Okay, I'm giving you 20 seconds to go. 20 seconds. 20 seconds to go. 20 seconds to go. Okay, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. What are you scared of losing? What is that one thing that you wake up and you are so scared of losing? Okay, because tonight's conversation is dealing with loss. Let me see. Okay, let me pick this from let me pick your read out your minds. Okay, let me read out your minds. Milulu, you're scared of losing your life. Okay, Irene, you're scared of losing your children. You're saying my children. Joe, you're scared of losing love. I pray that you never lose that. Barry, you're scared of losing peace. Christine, sanity. Nancy, good health. Someone there with an awesome phone, Huawei, is saying they're scared of losing their life. Okay, Sister Susan from the Gio, I know you. You are scared of losing your ability to walk. On that one, I think I'm with you. Faith, you're scared of losing good health. Mercy, you're scared of losing your life. Chess, you're scared of losing your friends. I like that. I like that also. Very nice. Very nice. You know, you're scared of losing your friends. Anne is scared of losing their life. Julie, Julie, I like that. My loved ones. Okay, so you're scared of losing your loved ones. When you're scared of losing your sight, so for you seeing is so important. Okay, remember when that love is blind. Okay, even as you are worried about losing your sight. Phoebe, you're scared of losing support. Mwende, those I love, I'm true with that. Mercy, you're scared of losing your voice. Probably you must be a singer or something like that. But I like that. I like that. Philomena, you're saying you're scared of losing anyone I love. All right, and I hope that I'm on that list also. Phoebe, you're scared of. Oh, Phoebe, you've just confirmed that you're losing. You're most scared of losing your support system. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you know, all of us are scared of. We have this fear of losing something. For most Kikuyus, it is the fear of losing money. Ay, nakwambia, how can they lose money? It's not allowed, okay? Someone here is saying their ability to hear. They are worried. They are worried. They fear losing their ability to hear. You know, for some other person, it could be they're just scared of the dark. Yeah, and so for them, sight is a big thing. For some people, especially in this season, we are in the COVID-19 season. It has not been easy. It's been a tough season for most people. But people have lost their job. People have lost, you know, their businesses. Some of us have lost our loved ones. And when it comes to cancer, you know, like last week, the panelist, no, last week, but one, Mr. Mbogwa, you know, he said he always was afraid of losing the wife who was unwell. And so the fear of losing loved ones is a big deal. And so, ladies and gentlemen, tonight you're in for a treat. And I can promise you it's gonna be awesome, amazing, fantastic, phantamagorious, like I've been told tonight. It's gonna be good. And I'm hoping that by the time this conversation ends, that, you know, we will have the much needed support system, like Phoebe has said, to keep us going, and that we will be able to handle the issues of life much better as we live. All right, so karibuni sana. Like I said, my name is Mwangi Chege. I don't know why no one has commented about my shirt tonight, but I believe I'm looking phantamagorious with it. You know, nowadays I have seen we've moved away from suits, and even our president is in fantastic, you know, this shirt. A friend of mine says, umevaa shati ya Ikulu, and so I can tell you for sure, leo pia nimevaa shati ya Ikulu. I'm feeling nice. I'll tell you who dressed me tonight after the show, you know, after the show. But thank you for tuning in. I'm so grateful that you did. I want to remind you that this Candid conversation has come courtesy Outburst Limited, who are the sponsors tonight. And at Outburst, we do several things. We have a training arm of our business called Outburst Training Solutions. We have the event part of our business called Outburst Events. We have the fun part of our business where we travel and help you travel and see places and enjoy yourself, which is called the Outburst Holidays. And then we also have an arm that helps people get fit, keep fit, stay well, and we call it Outburst Active. And it's from this that when we research, we realize that when it comes to cancer, we champion for people to eat right, to exercise, to go for cancer screening, and to stay healthy. And that's our last arm, which is our CSR, our corporate social responsibility, what we do for other people to benefit from what we do. And that is why we started Boot Cancer Challenge, and we have been holding the Boot Cancer Challenge every October for the past 4 years. You know, and this year will be amazing. The date to book is October the 10th. from 8 a.m. to 10:30. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some yoga, some aerobics, some Zumba, and then we'll have our insights given by panelists for when we are catching our breath. Then our mind is also jacked by awesome information that you don't want to miss. So tonight, asanteni sana for joining. And why we do what we do is at Boot Cancer Challenge. After we have enlightened minds, inspired people, and enriched lives, we go out and we are believers in giving. And so we go out there to the hospice in Kenya, and we give to these vulnerable people who are battling cancer. And for the past 4 years, we have been supporting the Our Lady the hospice in the Gio, all right? The Gio hospice, that's where we have been taking all this, you know, giving that we get from people who contribute, from our sponsors, our partners, people like you who are philanthropic, you know, you give to us and we give to them, okay? And plus what we also get, we have consistently and persistently chosen that part of what we get, we will take to those people and support them. So thank you so much for taking time to tune in. And tonight, I can promise you the power of giving is greater than that of receiving. And so if you want to give tonight towards blessing the hospice in the Gio, the number to send your support is 750-822. It's a pay bill. It will come as Outburst Limited. The number to give is 750-822. So if you want to give towards this, if you believe that your life has been impacted, you know, if you enjoy the session tonight, kindly go ahead and give. You're not only giving to us, okay? For us, this one is for charity, and all what we get, we will channel it to the Gio. So karibuni sana, ladies and gentlemen. Before I invite our speaker tonight, I want to just give a shout out to those guys who have supported us over the years, our sponsors, our partners, all of them. I want to say asanteni sana for the past 4 years. We will not have managed without you. You have come in a big way, and we want to say thank you so much for what you have done for us. And we want to give a big shout to, you know, people like Safaricom have stood with us, Davies and Shatliff have stood with us, Unico have done the same, and over many people, even in the events industry, people like A to Z who have given to us over the years of their sound, House of Doty of tens, you know, Unico of the stage. So guys have gone out to give, and we want to say a big up to all of them. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready for a Candid Conversation, Season 1, Episode 8? Are you ready? If you're ready, kindly type in "you're ready" in capital letters. Let me see if you're ready. Let me see if you're ready. Type that you're ready. Type that you are ready. And then we'll be ready to roll. Let me know if you're ready. Type in the word "ready" if you're ready. And then we can roll and invite our panelists. I'm waiting. You have not typed, so I'm seeing like we're not ready. If you're ready, when you're ready, I'm seeing ready. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Tonight is gonna be a good night. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm focusing on the word amazing. And so, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I think I have seen enough readies. And so, because we are ready, without further ado, I want to invite a gorgeous, a beautiful, fantastic lady who is a counseling psychologist to help us tackle this issue of dealing with loss, okay? To tackle the issue of dealing with loss. And this is none other than Ann Wandati, who I want to karibisha with my hands like this. Ann, kindly, let's roll. Do a fantastic job like you always do, and we are looking forward to hearing from you. Karibu sana, Ann. You can unmute and introduce yourself to us, you know, and then roll and just enlighten us, enlighten us, enlighten us. Go ahead, Anne.
Okay, thank you, Moa. Good welcome, and for starting the session on a very high note. That is appreciated. Yes, thank you. And my name is Anne Wandati. I am and our topic is loss. The topic we are looking at is loss. And during the interactive session, you shared about what you fear losing, and generally it is tonight. And so I want to briefly say how the presentation we usually experience, because loss is something that everyone experiences at one point in life or the other. And then we will look at the stages. Then at that point, we will take a small break and then to seek for help. And as the session is going on, I want to encourage you, if there are any, as they arise. And then our moderator for tonight will take them up, and then we will see how to address them before we end the session. So welcome, and I hope we are all going to learn from one another during this session. And so with the definitions, or even let me go back to what you shared about what you fear losing. And the losses included children, peace, sanity, friends, support system. Somebody was concerned about maybe losing their voice, losing of hearing, losing of ability to walk, and so on. And they are all valid when it comes to loss, because loss, and when we define loss, we are talking of being deprived of something, or especially something significant or someone significant that we had at one time. So like when it comes to something like loss of ability system, it means it was initially there. Now loss is when you lose what you had before and now you no longer have it. Then when we are talking of loss, grief, that when we lose something, what follows is grief. And grief is the normal human response or to loss, the normal human response to bereavement or to loss. And so when we are grieving, normally what we experience is sorrow, a lot of sadness, because we have lost something that was very significant to us in one way or the other. And for many things, every loss, including maybe children, of voice, if you lose your livelihood, and so on. Yeah, it can be accompanied by grief. But now to differentiate grief from bereavement. Bereavement is the loss of a significant person through death. So bereavement is very specific to death. So when we are talking of somebody has been bereaved, they have lost somebody through death. Or maybe when we are referring to the bereaved family, we are talking of a family that has lost a loved one through death. So look at types of loss, and there are quite a number. Some were well in session, and the first one is death. The first type of loss is death of a significant person, as like somebody captured the death of children or loss of children. Someone can lose a parent, a spouse. So through death, that is one. then divorce or relationship breakup. So when during yeah, sorry about that, then somebody who breakup may go through the stages of mourning, the stages of grieving, because significant. And maybe some marriages that may have lasted a long time, somebody has learned to function within the systems of that marriage. When the marriage is no longer in existence, it can be a very challenging time as somebody goes through the loss of the marriage, the grieving, and finally coming to becoming stable and managing to move on with life. Then the next one may be very significant, especially at this point in time. We are talking of job loss, property loss, loss of livelihood. And a lot of people are throughout the world, not only in this country, have experienced a lot of job loss. Many people are even on leave without pay. Some have lost businesses and so on, a lot of property losses and so on. And so now this one becomes a very significant loss also, because it will also involve now having to adjust the entire lifestyle, circumstances, losing the property, losing a job, maybe having to downsize, having to move, people having issues of rent arrears, unpaid bills, and utilities, and everything becomes a challenge. And so it is also a very significant loss, especially at a time like this. And maybe this one would go hand in hand with the person who talked of loss of voice, probably a singer, an actor. The voice forms a very significant part of who the person is and how they earn their livelihood. Then there is also, together with that, the loss of goes hand in hand with loss of financial stability. Then there is loss of health, which was also captured when we were talking of loss of health, including somebody talked of loss of walking ability, loss of hearing, loss of voice, and then somebody can lose health maybe in case of a terminal illness, or even together with loss of health could be together with loss of body part, especially amputation in an accident. Somebody can lose a body part in an accident, let's say a fire accident, of the body in an accident, a road accident, somebody can lose a body part. And somebody can also lose a body part medically during an operation or even an amputation. So health, when we are talking of loss of health, we are talking of many losses that come together. There is not only one loss. Aging process, and especially in the very older age, sometimes the body deteriorates health-wise, and so all that is also considered to be loss. And then the other type of loss is retirement or retrenchment. Sometimes that goes together with the job loss, but sometimes retirement for some people becomes a big issue of loss, especially when somebody was not really prepared for the retirement, or when the job, the person, okay, a case of maybe a person who, a person, a principal who started as a student in that school, high school, the same school, went back to the same school for teaching practice, got employed in the same school by the Teacher Service Commission, then went up the ladder of employment in the same school. And so the life was totally, completely 100% in that school. And so when it came to retirement, she didn't have a place to go. As much as the retirement was anticipated, it became a big loss because beyond the school, beyond the job, there was no life beyond that. And so that can be a big loss. Sometimes when somebody is retrenched, there can be job separation anxiety. Job separation anxiety. Sometimes when it comes to retrenchment, somebody reports to work as usual, and then they are called to a meeting, and then they are given letters of job separation, of retrenchment, and so it can form a big. The next loss that I will briefly look at, loss of a baby through miscarriage. Loss of a baby through miscarriage. And this is one of the losses that can be sometimes that people don't think, many people don't think that it is a loss that is worth the grieving process or that is worth mourning for. But significantly so, the mother and the child, or rather the mother starts bonding with the child. Most of the time, immediately the mother realizes that she is expectant. Now that process, the bonding, starts quite early. And so losing the pregnancy becomes also a loss, and somebody may go through the grieving process. And then there are also smaller losses. I'll call them subtle losses. For some people, they are small losses. For some people, they could be quite significant. But generally, there are issues like loss of a pet. For some people, losing a pet can be quite a big loss. For some people, it can be what we could call a subtle loss, but it is a when someone comes for therapy because of loss of a pet, the person will be encouraged to go through the grieving process, even to conduct maybe a small funeral burial for the pet, and to go through the ritual so that they are able to heal from the loss. Then others include going to boarding school for the first time. Sometimes it's big for some of the pupils who go to boarding school very early. It can be sort of a loss because they will be leaving the home that they have been used to, leaving the routine they are used to, going to meet people and living with them in the dormitories or in the cubicles in the hostels, and it can be quite a sort of a process of loss. And then leaving home is also a loss for some people, and some people leave home and probably even relocate to another country, quite a significant. When children leave home, the parents may experience a sense of loss. We call it the empty nest syndrome, the empty nest. And so even that, parents, and they may take some time to adjust. And so with all those losses and others that are not captured here, but generally they may be in any of these categories. Now, those are the losses that we normally experience in life. And even for some people, the aging process and the loss of ability will be considered a loss. And we know that sometimes we lose along the way as we age some abilities in translate, lose. Somebody ages, we say the one who used to dance now can only watch as the others are dancing. And so even in the loss of that ability to move, to dance, and so on, it may be some loss. Yeah, I'm sure Mwangi can say it in motherland. He knows precisely the one I'm referring to. Then something that when we go loss, when we lose something, when we are grieving, it is usually a very personal process. So there is no uniform way of grieving. There is no uniform way of mourning, so that we don't expect everybody in a family of 10 they are mourning maybe apparent the same way. Some may cry, may be sad all the time. There are some who will want to take over and help with the arrangement of the funeral. And there are those who want to be strong for the family. And there are those who may not cry at all, even later. It is all normal, provided someone is not trying to mask the grief and they are not trying to be strong so that others do not see their tears. So there is no uniform way. We cannot say that we should all cry during a funeral, or like some people go as far as there are those who maybe not far, but they are manifesting lose consciousness, but there is no uniform way that we can say we are supposed to grieve like this. And then, so when we are grieving, there are normally healthy ways. Healthy, and healthy in quotes, we have said it's not uniform, but when you are in grief, or even when a friend is bereaved or is in grief, or they are going through loss, you can help them. And by helping a friend, it's okay to allow themselves to grieve, because loss is a painful process. Lose something significant and then remain. So even when it is us, you and me, you can allow yourself to grieve. You can allow yourself to feel the pain. The end of that tunnel, there is healing on the other end. So being aware that it is okay to feel the pain, it is okay to cry, it is okay to allow yourself some time to grieve, so that in feeling the pain, you decide when you are able to move on. Then something else, when grieving in a healthy way, yes, when the body is healthy, and also when the body is healthy, we are able to grieve in a manner that we are able to go through the grief. So eating healthy, taking time to sleep, as much as insomnia is part of grieving. If you are able to sleep, sleeping for significant amount of time, eating healthy is good. Being specific, asking for help when you need help. Sometimes when we are grieving or when we have lost a significant person, a significant item, maybe loss of a job, loss of whatever loss, our friends may be there, our family members may be there, but they may not know how to help. So it is important to say specifically what somebody needs. So if you need like shopping, somebody to go and buy the groceries, somebody to go and process some information, somebody to help you or to drive you so that you can get the burial permit, or to take the clothes to the mortuary so that for the do some shopping, to buy a coffin, whatever you need. If it is loss of a job and a friend comes to on the net and even ask for help in very specific terms, now that is healthy. And then now, instead of people, when they know what to do, now you are able to get the help you need, so that you even have some time to yourself for grieving. And then it is also okay to draw strength from friends, or to draw strength from other sources like your spirituality. your spirituality. You can draw strength from meditation. So it is okay to rely on others at that time so that they can support you, so that you can rely on their strength, so that they can come maybe help in cleaning the house, in preparing the children for school or for any eventuality. And so it's good to accept support. Now, is just briefly, the first one would be to ignore the grief and to ignore the fact that on with life as if nothing has happened. And so that grief much later. Because normally that is not how you manifest your sadness or your sorrow, but the grief should not be ignored. When being strong for other feelings. And then the other one is wanting to protect others. And so mostly with the parents, they may not want to grieve, they may not want their children to see them cry, or maybe culturally, men are not expected to cry in some cultures, and then it is okay. I don't think anybody would think less of maybe parent, the children's grandmother or grandfather. And the children may even turn out to be a source of support. And that moment would be a very good moment even to educate the children on what happens when somebody, what is death? Now will the person come back? How do we deal with death? And exactly what is death? So that the children can see that the parent is also, okay, is grieving, okay, without exaggeration, but all the same, you can get support even from the children. And many children are able to understand what is happening. And then the other way we are going to look at about unhealthy ways is moving on with life too soon. Moving on with life too soon. And they're in stone that you should move on after 5 months, 6 months, a year. But now when people move on, have time to grieve, and they do not have time, as we look at the stages, they do not have time to go through the stages. So they may move on to another relationship, but they may still have baggage of what had not been complete. When we are talking of mourning and grieving, we talk of tasks. The tasks should be completed. They may move on to another relationship when they still have some tasks to be completed from now the grieving process. And just allow me to share a situation whereby a man lost his wife through death, and in less than a year he had already moved in with another woman. And okay, it is, we are unique in how we respond to situations. He could not allow the new wife to move the clothes of the deceased wife. He could not allow, so he would keep telling her to return the clothes of the wife who had died back to the closet, to the wardrobe. And so if he is not ready to let the clothes go, to let the items go, then he's definitely not ready to marry somebody else. He really needs to move to a situation whereby he's ready to let the clothes go, he's ready to let the items go, and he's also ready even to have the new wife change the setting, maybe the arrangement in the sitting room, and even to make new meals, not what he was used to before. And so those are unhealthy ways. There are many others. And then we can, I will be quite brief about the stages. And there are usually several. 5, the most common stages. And the first stage is denial. Denial. After loss, we go into denial. So you say it is not true. And if you've ever lost an item, let's say a phone, even a phone, you can look for it. Like, let's say you lose a phone, but you will keep looking for it. If it's a lady, from the handbag to the pocket to everywhere, because as much as maybe you left it in a bus and you realized you don't have it, you still continue looking for it. So the same way, when we lose somebody through death, we may keep asking, we may keep saying it is not true. Or like when it comes to maybe news of terminal illness, or news of, or even after experiencing a miscarriage, the immediate response is, it is not true. And in that stage, there is normally some chaos in life and so on. Now, after denial, the second stage is anger. The second stage is anger. And somebody can get quite angry, including children, even on the loss of a parent. They can get very angry. A child on losing a pet, on losing something significant. And so when we lose, even when somebody loses a body part, loss of friendship, it can. And after anger, we go to bargaining. And anger, let's go back to anger a bit. And during the anger stage, somebody will keep asking, why me? Why not somebody else? Like, I was a very good parent to this child, or I've always been a good person. Why is this happening to me? Then the third stage is bargaining. And in the bargaining stage, now bargaining, that is when somebody will keep asking themselves, if only I was a good parent, my child would not have died. If only I was more faithful to the spouse. If only I was, if only, if only. Sometimes in bargaining stage, we even bargain with a father back, or if you would bring my sister back, I'm going to be so good. I will go to church every day. I will tithe. I will do offering. I will do everything. Or even when it comes to news of terminal illnesses, you can say, if you can take this sickness away from me, I am going to be so good. I'm going to do everything you want me to do, and so on. Bargaining stage. Then the stage is followed by the fourth stage, depression. And during the depression, there comes a realization the item is totally and completely lost, or even the relationship has completely come to an end, or now the realization that the person has died and they are not coming back. Now that realization brings a depression. And with the depression, it may last for a short time or a long time, and then not necessarily very long, but it is a very important stage, because now depression marks the starting to believe the reality of the situation. Then the final stage is the acceptance stage. Acceptance stage. Now, in this case, acceptance is stage, but it is a stage whereby that although I lost my job, now I have come to terms and I am ready to move on. Although I lost my parent, I have come to terms that now I can't reach out to my father to sort out an issue because he's coming back. So when we are looking at stage, denial, anger, and bargaining, can move back and forth. It is not linear, it's not in a line. So somebody can process, go through denial, go to anger, go to bargaining, and then go back to denial again. But once somebody gets to acceptance, now they cannot go backwards. And by going backwards, I mean this, they will have accepted. But now what will happen is they will have worked through the grief, but maybe the triggers will be there. Trigger the grief a bit, like during anniversaries, you may remember the person you lost, or maybe if it's a home, you lost a house, when you pass there, you will remember, you may feel something about it, but it will not take you back through the grieving stages. And so I want to hand back to Mwangi at this point. I hope he's there. Okay. So briefly, as we wait for Mwangi to take up, let me just share something brief. Sometimes we go to see, sometimes when somebody has gone through loss, support them, or when somebody has lost somebody through death, we may go to see them. And in the communities, we normally have helpers, people who will come to our homes when we have experienced loss. And so when we go to the places, how can we support? There are those people who support materially, giving material support. Some can come and run errands, and although they are not trained counselors, they are people in the community. They form a very important part of helping during the grief. When somebody is bereaved, and then the community around comes with the tents, comes with the food, runs all the errands, organizes the meals and everything, then the person who is bereaved is given time to concentrate on, because they also have some grieving tasks to go through. And so that is very important. But now when you are the bereaved person, this is where I still say exactly how you need to be helped. And then if you are the one going to support, maybe a friend, you can specifically ask them, what is it that I can do for you? It is okay to ask, so that they will very specifically say, you can go shopping for me, or you can help to make a meal, or you can welcome owners who are coming into the compound, and so on. And so we can hand over to Mwangi.
Asante sana, Anne. Thank you so very much. Wow, amazing insights there. Asante sana for sharing that. I don't know what you have learned so far. You can just drop a line right there. Let me know what your highlight has been before we go to towards the second half where we are wrapping up. But let me know what your highlights are. And then, ladies and gentlemen, this is that point where you can also throw in as many questions as you may have, and they will be addressed as Anne takes a glass of that. She has been talking for a while, and so we will allow her to just sip some water, take a break, and then she comes back with a nice punch towards the end. And I know that one of the feedback we have been receiving is that the network was not awesome. Guys, we keep saying cut us a little slack. We are all in this thing. But one of the things that I've realized is that the network can really mess us up. But we hope and pray that every time we are on, that it shall be stable. So, Anne, even as you take some water, if you can kindly fix that, it shall be okay. I was also just thrown out for a few seconds, but I'm back. Last time. I was thrown out for quite a bit if you were here last time, and I could only come back to do a wrap up. And so I'm grateful to God that tonight we are here and all is going well so far. One of the things that I have realized is what Anne had just said towards the end, that, you know, ask someone how you might want them to help you, or ask for help. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but that is one of the biggest things that's very hard for most people to do, is to ask. And so if we can learn that one thing, learn how to ask for support, learn how to ask for support. Ladies and gentlemen, as we give Anne some time, I want to just acknowledge the sponsors that have stood with us for the past few years. We have done the Boot Cancer Challenge for about 4 years now, and this year shall be our fifth, and so we are so grateful to God. And some of our sponsors right there, Safaricom, Shell, Davis and Shatcliffe, around Sako, we want to say a big thank you. These people, you know, some of them supported the first year, others the second year, others have been there with us throughout. We want to say asante sana. Serena Hotels and Nawala and Kana, you have been amazing. China Africa Fellowship Association, the Kenyan chapter, Trianam Hospitality, Cedric, asanteni sana. There's a school that has never, you know, it has been there from the beginning. Loreto Songari, we love you so much. Mwah, that one is for you. Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority, MP Shah Hospital, Lancet, Medanta Africa, Aga Khan have been there with us throughout this journey. And then in the events industry, some of my friends, my partners, you know, guys that we walk the journey with, Unico, House of Dot, AZ Events. You guys, we love you so much. Thank you for standing with us. Tutography, keep snapping those shots. K&W Limited, you know, we've had Nkata here time and again, and she's been amazing. Solu Health, Wellness and Nutrition Care, asanteni sana. Fulana is the gym at All Saints Cathedral, where we have been going there to work out and to get, you know, ourselves pumped up. Asante sana. The guys who put all of us on the map, Ramani, you've been amazing. Thank you for supporting us. You came big last year, and we hope that you will continue to support us. In the media, we have K24 and Family TV. You have covered us time and again. We want to say asante. Aqua Drop and Mainnet. These guys have quenched our thirst throughout our journey. And then we have partners in the cancer fraternity, you know, cancer awareness fraternity, Faraja Cancer Support, Africa Cancer Foundation. These guys have held our hands and showed us the way. And then we have the Kenya Hospices and Palliative Care Association. And on October the 10th, it will be actually the World Palliative Care Day. And so we want to mark that date, and that is the date that we're going to be holding our Boot Cancer Challenge. You know, I think this will be our 5th year. And so kindly book the date and we'll be here. East Africa Institute of Professional Counselors, bringing us all these amazing counseling psychologists who have supported us and enabled us to stand. And also AMRE Flying Doctors, if you don't have a cover with them, kindly do that. It's normally affordable and it's important. Let me read a few things that people are saying. Anne Mwangi is saying, I have learned denial stage, anger stage, acceptance stage. Asante sana, Anne. You are amazing. Blessing is saying, thank you very much for sharing. I have learned that it's normal to be angry after loss. True that. It's okay to be mad, you know. And I know that when we lose, especially happens, we're even mad with God. It's acceptable, but then we continue with the journey. Christine Mwangi is saying, thank you, Anne. I have learned that the first 3 stages don't have to run in sequence. You have you have to be in denial, then bargaining, and back to denial again. Christine, you're a star. Chess, by the way, Chess said that Silent God Nasema, we are ready. Chess, I saw your type. It was ready. Asante Chess. Chess is saying thank you, and something new is never be afraid to ask. Thank you. Asante sana Chess. Nancy Wajiro. Wanasema, and I've learned the importance of giving time to grieve and asking for support from my family and friends. Guys, let me tell you, it's the most important thing. Just asking for help. Don't be those people who go around, round circles and wondering what direction to take, instead of just asking for the way. Ask for support. It is important. I want to also remind you, ladies and gentlemen, you can also join hands with philanthropists in this world and be counted. The joy of giving is greater than that of receiving. You like we always say with my buddy there, that giving is a blessing, and holding, being the one to be given sometimes is a curse. So be a gift tonight. Our number for giving towards the GIO is 750822. Our number for giving. If you're blessed and you want to support those people who are fighting and battling cancer at the hospice, the number is there, the till number 750-822. We shall be glad that you give, and we shall also give your giving gladly to the GIO hospice, because that's what we do. The intention of all this is to make sure that we support those who have asked for our help, and the GIO have done that, and so we are going all out this year again to support them. We are now winding up, and I want us to end with a big psych. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly type in your questions. I'll give Anna a few minutes to just wrap it up, and then you will go to a Q&A. So kindly type in your question. Anne, are you ready? I want to ask you, Anne, so what do we do? Where do we go from here? Anne, if you're there, let me know, Anne, and let's wrap this thing tonight by giving us direction. Then what? You have been there. Then what? And where do we seek help? Where do we go? We have lost, we have been mad, we have grieved, we have been, we have gone through all these emotions. Then what after all these stages? Anne, take it over.
Okay, thank you, Mwangi.
Go ahead, Anne.
Yeah, thank you. Internet is a bit unstable today, and okay, we are going to look at when to seek for help. And in most cases, the grief process will resolve itself. For most people, it does. With time, it will resolve itself, and it goes on reducing in intensity until someone is able to resume their normal life in a normal way. But sometimes we get into what we call complicated grief, and somebody will need to seek professional help, mostly from a counselor, a counseling psychologist, from a counselor, when one feels like life is not worth living. There are times somebody can lose a loved one or even lose property, and they start feeling like life is not worth living anymore. That will show in cases of even attempted suicide and are lost. So if somebody feels like life is there with you as a friend, now it is time to help them seek for help. Then when one wishes that they had died with a loved one, then that is also time to seek for help. And then thirdly, when one blames oneself or themselves for the loss, or maybe for failure to do something that could have led to the death of the person. Child gets sick and the parent does not take the child quickly enough to the hospital. Sometimes with the parenting, there are times a parent can watch, including myself, to look at the signs and see how they are progressing instead of rushing to the hospital all the time. But now in that one time that somebody delays or is delayed somewhere, and then it leads, can blame themselves a lot, and so they will need help to resolve the guilt and the blame that they are feeling so that they can go on with life. And then when one feels numb and disconnected from others for a long time, at the beginning of loss, when we lose a loved one, there is or even the disconnection and a feeling of wanting to be alone, that withdrawal. Initially, it is normal, but over prolonged periods of time, then and then being unable to perform or to resume normal daily routines. Normal daily routines.
Annie, are you still
Yes,
there? Annie,
yes, I am. Can you hear me?
no.
Hi, Anne, just
Hi,
continue. I can hear you.
you can hear me, Mwangi?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, okay, thank you. So when one is unable to perform or to resume normal daily activity, so there is the routine we have, maybe going to work, making meals, whatever the routine is, whatever normal means to us, the normal life, whatever it means to us. Even after bereavement, we should be able to go back to that and continue with our lives normally. So when somebody is not able to resume that, then it is time to seek for help. And the last one is, there are many more, but the last one for this evening, when the grief does not seem to lessen in intensity. So the way somebody will grieve the first day, the first week, maybe during the funeral, it is supposed to subside gradually. So if the intensity increases, intensifies, or it does not lessen, then that is also time to seek for help. And I think I want to hand back to Chege. Thank you very
Awesome.
much. Yeah,
Asante sana.
yeah, in case.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. And I'm getting very good feedback from people. I can see that many people have said that very, very interesting. You know, they have learned a lot. But we want to get a few questions. Anne, are you ready for some questions now? Anne, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, so I want to throw in some questions that people have asked here, and then you try and answer them. But I want to just do a recap really quick. What stood out for me is one, what we said earlier, that you ask people, and people are always willing to support you. Okay, so ask your friends, ask relatives, and they'll support you. Number two, what I have also learned tonight is the stages of grief. And so thank you so much, Anne, for enlightening us. And then when to seek for help, you know, when one is wishing that they would have died with the loved ones and things like that. But what also stands out is blame. So most people, when you lose a loved one, you can start blaming yourself. You think you did not do what you needed, you did not do good enough. And so kindly seek help. And only for you, but also people, I believe, are around people who are struggling with loss, that you can look at them and know, are they healing, are they not healing? And that, I think, is what Anne is calling intensity. And so let's help one. I am struggling, kindly lift me up. Susan from the Gio is asking, and Susan is my anger related to, if my anger is related to loss. Let me do 2 questions and then you answer, if that is okay. Right? Christine is asking, how can you help a person who is dealing with complicated grief to guilt? He did not go to see his father despite his father calling him to go see him a month before he passed on. So what Christine is saying, I think that father passed on, this guy never went to see him, and now he's still blaming himself. And in 2 ways. One, how do I know if my anger is related to loss? And then how can we help this young person?
Okay, thank you. So we look at the first question, how to know if the anger is related to the loss. And I would say briefly that if the manifesting when the loss occurred, and then the feelings of the issue of loss. Let's say after losing a parent, and every time you think of somebody else's parent, let's say you lose a father, and when you see somebody else with their father or somebody else's father, it angers you. Or if the anger is centered around the loss itself, then that is the time maybe to seek help, because you still need to deal with the anger in order to resolve the loss, the issue of loss. And then also remember that anger is the second stage. Most of us will get angry when we lose even an item. So it is normal to feel that anger. It may resolve itself with time, or you may seek help if it. Christine asked about the father who died after having asked, is it the son or the daughter, to go and see him, and then they were not able to see the father, and then the father died. Now this one, you may seek therapy, and in therapy, the therapist will take you through an opportunity now to address the father in absentia, so that that issue can rest. And even when it comes to the stages of grief, as you move towards acceptance, now you will have to get to a point where you realize that the reality of the situation is that the parent has died and the parent is not coming back. And so you won't have that opportunity now in your life to address that father directly. And so you can only let the issue rest. If it is still troublesome, it is okay to seek therapy. The therapist will take you through the stages. Yes, Mwangi, back to you.
Thank you. I hope Chris, that answers. So we need help. Kindly, don't forget to ask for help. And before I forget, if you may kindly type in your contacts so that people can reach out to you if they need help. Kindly type them there, and I'll also read them out for everyone to see. But Irene is asking, what is a healthy duration for grieving? Okay, after how long of not reaching acceptance stage is it unhealthy? These are 3 in one question. Yeah. So number 1, what is a healthy duration for grieving? And then after how long of not reaching acceptance stage is it unhealthy? And can a person grieve forever? Anne.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And like I said before, we are unique, and everybody grieves in a unique way. So we cannot say 1 year, it may not apply to many of us. We cannot say 2 months. So now we consider the grief to be resolved when somebody has managed to go through, has worked through, it is actually working through all the stages from denial all the way to acceptance. And acceptance may by now managing to talk about the person with the grief and generally not feeling overwhelmed about the grief. And so maybe a year would be fairly for, but if it continues with intensity over the whole year and the next year, then it is complicated grief. And I'm seeing the third question is, can a person grieve forever? Okay, we may not say, okay, yes?
Yes, go ahead, Anne.
Yeah.
That's the third question.
Yeah, can a person grieve forever? We may not exactly say that a person grieves forever, but a significant person like a parent, a loved one, is not completely forgotten. The memory of the person will come back to mind, or a trigger like an anniversary, or maybe somebody resembling a parent. For one lady, she would say a person reading a newspaper would be a trigger to remind her about the loss of the father. So once in a while, but the grief will lessen. So we don't forget people completely. There are triggers here and there, but we are able to resume life and we are able to function normally when we have recovered or when we have resolved the grief.
Awesome. And asante sana. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Q&A session. We are almost winding up in a few. So can send in your questions and we'll try and answer them. Joyce is asking, how do I support a mother who lost a newborn baby and still hears the voice of her child crying in the nursery, blaming herself because she was notable or knowable to breastfeed the child, or he was not able to breastfeed the child. Is it okay for her to give out charity in a children's home because she feels it may her? And I hope I've read the question clearly.
Okay, I hope I heard you right. A mother who lost a newborn baby and still hears the baby crying. And initially, during the grieving process, initially after loss, sometimes we hear the voices. You may think the person is close. Sometimes you think you have seen the person. And the process is called seeking. When you are seeking, you will find what you are looking for. So probably the mother hears the baby because the mother is still seeking for the baby and they are not yet in a position to let go. So the mother needs support to talk about it and to talk about it until they are able to move on with grief. But if the voices persist, maybe the mother will seek. How hard can the mother give to charity to the children's home? I don't know exactly what the mother is talking of giving, but like we were told by Mwangi earlier, giving is a good thing, and it will also make the person who is giving feel good about themselves, so it could help.
Awesome. Asante sana, Anne. Wow. Irene has said a big thank you to you for answering her question. I think we only have time to take one last question and we will call it a night. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been tackling a topic on dealing with loss, and my panelist tonight is none other than counseling psychologist Anne Wandati. She has done an amazing job and we are taking questions. So kindly, if you have just joined us and you have a question, kindly shoot and we will read it out and answer your question. Christine is also confirming that. Thank you, Anne, for answering my question. Christine, we pray and hope that the lady that you're supporting will actually get help. Anne, I wanted to ask you, so this thing for if you have lost a loved one and you keep seeing them, that is what you're calling seeking. Keep appearing from nowhere. Sometimes it's, if it's in the house, you think you're seeing them, or if you used to drive with them in the car, you think that they're there, it's still there with you, or they appear sometime. Is that what you're calling seeking?
Yes, seeking and finding. When you are looking for something.
So what, is there something that someone needs to do to go through that?
Yeah, it is still the same process. So mostly it will happen during the denial stage. The minute you accept, then you are no longer looking for the person. You have come to terms with the fact that they are no longer there.
Okay. And so the people just need to go through the process and then they should be fine.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, Anne, Chess is asking. Chess is asking, would the mother wanting to give not be bargaining? Answer, Chess. I can see is an answer keenly.
Yeah, the mother could still be in bargaining. Yeah, the mother could still be in bargaining, but it is still okay to give. In the process of going to the children's home and giving something, then she will get to feel better about herself. She will get to see other children. Maybe she will donate clothes. And in the process of feeling better about herself, now she may be able to move over the stages from maybe bargaining to depression so that she can finally get to acceptance. So giving is okay at whatever point.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been the Candid Conversation Season 1. We are on our 8th episode. We have 2 to go, and then we'll take a short break. Remember that we will have our Boot Cancer Challenge experience. It will be the first ever virtual experience on the 10th of October. We are marking the World Palliative Day on that day. So we will be doing some workouts. We shall also be inspired by people who will be coming to talk to us. Remember, if you want to be a blessing to the Geo Hospice, the number is right there. The till number is 750-822. Kindly give, and as you give, the number, the name that will be there is Outburst Limited. Remember, this one is not for us, and so we shall extend it. We are just being good stewards. We'll take, receive it, and give it to the giver, and you shall be blessed. Join the remarkable list of philanthropists like Bill Gates, Jack Ma, Mwangi Chege, Katie Karaoke, Joyce Kodongo, and so on and so forth. Put your name there. Let's support those who need help. Like we said, the Gio asked, and we are going all out to support them because tonight we have also learned about asking for help. We learned about the stages of grief, of loss, going through loss. We have learned about seeking help. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is yet another night. I want to remind you, those things that we have learned, share with someone. As you share with someone, it sticks on you and you become better. Our contacts are right there, Outburst Limited. Follow us on the social media pages. If you missed something, if you want to be reminded, you can always get the recordings of all the previous, and this one will be uploaded tomorrow. And so you can get it on YouTube, Outburst Limited. You will get all the 8 episodes and more to come. Our telephone numbers right there in case you need anything from us. Kindly call those numbers. My personal number was 0721990919. And ladies and gentlemen, the awesome lady who has an amazing job tonight of enlightening us, inspiring us, and enriching our lives is none other than Ann Wandati. Her numbers are 0722 227-364. I will repeat that. It's a Safaricom line, 0722-227-364. She's right there awaiting your call. If you ask for help, you shall find it. As well, ladies and gentlemen, even as we pray, let's seek for help. It has been an awesome night, I hope, for all of us. Sister Susan, you're saying it's been educative and very informative. Masolia, you're saying, Anne, asante sana, God bless you. Cabs is saying, kindly share again the World Palliative Day. I want to remind you, it will be on the 10th of October. It is the World Palliative Day. It is the same day that we will be holding our Outburst Boot Cancer Challenge, which will start from 8 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Kindly tell your friends, tell your family to log in. We will be doing our event virtually. We will have a few workout sessions interspersed with learning and being educated and encouraged and inspired. So kindly keep it locked on that day, that night, and we shall see you there. Anne Mwangi is saying, thank you, Outburst, so informative and educative. Asante sana. Someone is asking for Anne's number. I will read it again, 0722 273-640. Anne's number, 0722 273-640. Let's ask for help and we shall find. That's my take tonight. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an amazing night. Candid Conversation, Season 1, Episode 8. We have 2 to go. Kindly let's meet again next week, same time. Tune in, same login details. You know, the ones you have, just log in. The same next week from 7 to 8:30. This is your host, Mwangi Chege from Outburst Limited. It has been an awesome night. God bless you. Have yourself an awesome night. Those things that you have learned, go share it with someone and be a blessing even as we bless at the Gio Hospice. Thank you so much. God bless you. See you next time, same time. Asante sana. Cheers. Good night.